Hello everybody, and welcome to your next tutorial on learning how to make a platformer using C# and Xnay Game Studio 4.0. So to start off, if we run our program, what do we get? We get our image fading, but notice that it's towards the left and it's higher up than it should be, right? So the reason being is because of our scaling. Scaling like stretches the image into to the appropriate size, and because of that, we're not getting the right position, right? So the proper position for my image is it should be 80 and 60, right? And therefore it'll be in the right position. How did I get that? Well, here's a formula that you will use on your image to see to see what it is, okay? What the width and height should be. So for the width, you take the image's width divided by 2 times scale, subtract the image's width. And for the height, just replace image width with image height. So now let's test this out, okay? Let me get my calculator. And so the image's width is 640, right? 640 divided by 2 is equal to 320, right? Times 1.25, that's the scale. That's 400. Subtract, it should be subtract image width divided by 2. So subtract image width divided by 2. So I then subtract 320. And I get the answer 80. Okay, now if I clear this, if I do this for the image height is 480. So 40 divided by 2 is equal to 240. So 240 times 1.25, I get 300. So 300 subtract 240, I get 60. So then if I have the values 80 and 60 there, you'll see my image is at the correct position. So notice there, my image is right in the position that it's supposed to be. So you guys could do that calculation if you want to put your images in the right position where you want them to be at. Okay. So now let's continue with the rest of the program. Now there's going to be 2 ways you can do this, okay? And I'm going to do the first way, and the second way is optional. I prefer the first way, but you can do the second way if you want to. Okay, so first of all, we have our fade animation update. So now we're going to say that if fade image number dot alpha is equal to 0.0f, then we increase image number. So we're going to say that if image number is greater than or equal to fade.count minus 1, or, and we just copy and paste this right here, or if they press the Z key, then we're going to call screen manager dot instance dot add screen and new title screen. Okay, so image number plus plus. So notice it fades out at the end when it reaches that, and then if we were to press the Z key, it fades out, okay? And it fades everything back in. So that is one method of going about it, right? Now you can do one other thing. You can fade it out with notice how like each image has its own alpha value, right? So notice that if we press the Z key, right? If we press the Z key, it starts, even though it stops the fading of the image, right, itself, and then it starts the fading from the beginning, from alpha starting at a 0 and whatnot and stuff. It starts fading the image from then. But let's say let's go to game1.cs or whatever, and let's go to the draw, and we change from cornflower blue to black, okay? So if we press to fade, what it would do is that it looks like it stops the image and then it goes and it fades out after. And it's not really a big thing. It's not a big noticeable thing, but some people might want to fade in, fade it out, comparing to the actual alpha value of the image, the current image that's on the screen, right? And it's okay to do that. So I'll show you how to do that. what we're going to do is we're going to go to ScreenManager.cs, and we're going to get the add_screen method, and we're going to make an override to it. Screen, and the override, the next parameter is alpha. Okay, so we can get rid of this right here, and we'll say if alpha not equals to 1.0f, then we'll say fade alpha is equal to 1.0 subtract alpha. Okay, and we say else fade.alpha is equal to alpha. Okay, and what is this saying right now? Okay, so remember that the way that fading out with our screen manager is different how we fade out every other image. Okay, so remember when we have the value 1 and for our fade animation screen manager, that means our image is fully it means it's faded out, it's fully faded out. And but in other images, it means it's actually showing the image, and therefore it's actually showing it. So we have to compare it based on the difference. So for example, if an image is say the image, okay, is almost faded out. Okay, so the image that the alpha we put in is almost faded out, and the alpha is 0.1, right? For in our screen terms, right, that means that if we were almost faded out, that means this value would be 0.9. So 1.0 subtract 0.1 will give us a value 0.9, and therefore our screen's fade mechanism will have the same alpha value as before. Now, if the value is equal to 1, then we don't want to do 1 subtract 1. We're going to get a value we don't want. So we just set this value equal to 1. Okay? And that's simple enough. So if we go to SplashScreen right here, then there's then we could do this. So, and I think there will be a problem with this, but we'll see. We'll do fade image number dot alpha. So if we press the Z key, see we run into a problem. So you can't really see the problem right here, but let me do cornflower blue. I don't know if you'll be able to see it better. But if we press it, it kind of like blacks out and then comes back in, and etc, etc. So what we could do to change that is that we're gonna say that we're gonna have an if. So we're gonna say if fade dot image number dot alpha not equals to 1. Then we'll run this, right? And it's not really gonna change what we did before, but you'll see what I'm gonna do. So, and we're gonna say that else we're gonna put screen manager instance dot add screen, and we'll say new title screen. Okay, so if we run this program, so we still run into the problem. So what is this problem? So let us take a closer look at it. Well, when we give the problem is our increase, okay? And what I mean by that is in our fade animation. Okay, so by default, what I want you to do is add in a increase property right there, and that we can set it equal to value. So by default, our increase is set to false. And the problem with that is that we need, for our fade animation, we need it by default to be equal to true. Now over here, when we set our alpha value, we said that if we set the alpha equal to 0, then it will change the increase to true. But in our case, when we add in the alpha over here, right, sometimes when we add in a certain alpha value may not exactly be 0, and therefore our increase is still going to be equal to false, and therefore we will run into some errors. So we need to add that property, and we need to go to ScreenManager.cs, and we need to set fade.increase equal to true. So now when we run this, whenever we press it, it is equal to the same alpha value as the picture. So if I press it once, almost done, it will fade out quickly, and then you'll see it fade in. So it depends how you like it. So for example, if I had the screen color, the background black, it might look a bit cooler if I do like this and I press it and it zooms out, and then it will zoom in with the title screen, or oh no, title screen, the text is black. So yeah, but it matches the same alpha as the screen itself. So it depends which method you like. I'm going to revert it back to the old method because I like the old method, but it's just to show you that there's different ways you can handle different things in your game. So that is it for this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it, and your splash screen is done. So thanks for watching, and bye.